Hello, my name is Mr. Metcalf and I'm a geography teacher at William Wood High School. I'm just going to speak to you briefly about how to best prepare your son or daughter for this year's National 5 Geography exam. I'm briefly going to describe the structure of the National 5 exam. I'm also going to discuss the key areas for revision and provide you with a few useful resources that you can help guide your son or daughter during this revision period to help better prepare your son or daughter for this National 5 exam. The National 5 exam is broken into 3 different sections that's marked out of a total of 60 marks. There's 20 marks devoted to the physical environment section, there's 20 marks devoted to the human environment section, and then the final 20 is towards the global issues unit. More specifically, within the physical environments topic, your son or daughter will be expected to answer questions on either the glaciated upland section or the coastal landscape section. Within this unit, the pupils are expected to know different landscape features and how these features are formed, different land uses that tend to be found within these locations, and the conflicts that then arise between these land uses, and then ways to manage these conflicts. The human environment section covers 3 basic topics: the population unit, the urban topic, and also the rural topic as well. Case studies are vitally important within this human environment section, and pupils should be able to refer and have knowledge on their Glasgow urban case study, their Rio de Janeiro case study, and also their India Green Revolution farming case study. The final topic is the global issues unit, and it covers 2 main areas, including the environmental hazards, health, in which the pupils have studied 3 diseases: AIDS, heart disease and malaria. Again, case studies are very important to this unit, and pupils should be able to refer in detail to the Mount St. Helens volcanic eruption, the Japan tsunami and Hurricane Katrina. To give you an understanding of the National 5 exam, this is the front cover of the exam paper that your son or daughter will be sitting. As you can see, the 60 marks are evenly spread across the 3 units. Based on the subjects that we have taught as a department, it's very important that your son or daughter understand that they are only required to answer question 1 and not question 2. We have chosen topics that relate specifically to question 1. The pupils are also required to answer questions 3 and 4 in this section. For section 2, the human environment section, there are 4 questions, and pupils are required to answer all 4, questions 5, 6, 7 and 8. For the final section, the global issues unit, pupils are presented with 6 possible questions, of which they have to answer 2. Again, based on the topics that we have chosen as a department, the pupils are required to answer questions 11 and questions 14 because they cover the topics that we chose as a department, the environmental hazards topic and also the health topic as well. I'm just going to talk to you briefly about this year's prelim exam. This year's prelims are very, very important because your son or daughter are required to prove that they can pass a National 5 exam, and for that reason we are really trying to emphasise the importance of this year's prelim. The prelim itself will cover topics covered in S3 and S4. We are strongly recommending that your son or daughter uses past paper questions during this revision period, as it will help them revise topics that they haven't studied in over a year. For the National 5 course, the Intermediate 2 and Standard Grade Credit exam questions are still relevant to the National 5 course, and the past paper questions themselves will be relevant. You can access these past paper questions via the SQA website. As part of this website, you can access the question paper itself and also the corresponding mark scheme. And again, we're strongly recommending that you sit down with your son or daughter and mark their work having completed past paper questions. This is important as it helps your son or daughter understand the marking process, and it also provides you as a parent with some feedback on how well your son or daughter is performing in these past paper questions. As we move towards the final exam and the prelim, we're also recommending that you add an element of timing to these past paper questions. The pupils should time their answers at home and complete whole past paper questions as they approach the final exam date. The biggest challenge to most pupils in geography is completing these questions on time, so it's very important that they get practice at completing these questions within a certain time frame. I'm also going to direct you to a number of useful websites and potential textbooks that will help your son or daughter revise. OS maps can be found at getamap.ordnancesurvey.co.uk, and the first question of the National 5 exam will require the pupils to use an OS map, and it's very important that they familiarise themselves with these OS maps and practice their ability to take and read information from an OS map. The second website I'm going to recommend is the BBC Education website. It has been completely revamped this year, and the National 5 Geography section in particular is excellent. The website itself has been broken down into the physical, human and global issues units. Within each web link you can access revision materials including brief summary notes and also useful revision videos as well. We are also recommending a number of SQA sanctioned textbooks. The How to Pass National 5 Geography in particular provides a number of past paper questions and useful hints and tips to help your son or daughter revise for this topic. So just to summarise, practice is vitally important in preparing your son or daughter for this National 5 exam. We strongly recommend that your son or daughter also take advantage of the supported study that is on offer, including the after-school supported study and the Easter School. And please, if you find your son or daughter is struggling with any of the topics covered in the geography course, encourage them to come into school and talk to their geography teacher, and we will help them through any issues and best prepare them for this National 5 exam.